Hey, welcome to the Blade Lab. Today I'm going to be doing a quick overview and review of the Griffin Company X Series knife, which I've now had for a couple weeks. I've had it in pocket a fair amount, I've carried it, I've cut with it, and I'm prepared to give you my impressions of it. So this is the knife, obviously, it comes in this box here. If we go to the reverse side, you can see some more details. Designed by Keith Griffin, manufactured by Bestech. So that's always good news, the Bestech part at least. If I'm not mistaken, Griffin Company, or Keith Griffin, is also the gentleman behind Combat Beads, who a bunch of people in the ADC community might be familiar with. Let me just open this up real quick. And you can see that the knife came in a nice pouch. Has a little nice patch that you can use on it. Inside, it has the COA, which, oh, that's getting a lot of glare. Maybe if I block the light a little, we'll be able to read it. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to go over that later. Had a couple stickers. I put one out, stuck one on my little sticker wall. This one is still in here. Here's a real nice feature is that it also came with a complete set of extra hardware. So that's really cool. Always love to see that. That has all the screws, pivot, washers, bearings, and all that jazz. So that is really nice. It's a pretty nice microfiber cloth too. So that is that part. So zip it back up, put it back away, and get on to the good part. So this is a full-size knife. Go into the exact specs in a minute. But let's just take a look from the outside. So you have it comes in a variety of materials. This is obviously the natural micarta. It's got a sort of stonewashed titanium bolster. It's a captured pivot, so there's no hard, Torx key on the front side. We see that there is a blade pocket for opening, and obviously a front flipper with a sort of medium-sized jimping. And on the reverse side, you have this really nice milled titanium pocket clip. Talk about the comfort of it later. Spoiler alert, it's excellent. So this is a bolster lock, and so you're not going to have to worry too much about putting pressure on the lock bar. This is keyed in T8 on the clip side, lock side. All of the hardware is T8, which is great. It is, I found, a little bit shallow. The screws are a little bit shallow, so you do have to be a little careful when disassembling. What do we have on the reverse side? We have a partial titanium backspacer. You get a better idea of the clip depth here too, which I found to be just fine. Top side view, centering was spot on. The blade to handle ratio, we'll see in a minute, is pretty good. It doesn't come all the way down. Tip protection I would call okay. It's not stellar. I can sort of reach in there and grab the tip if I'm trying to, but I don't think it's going to be a problem just in ouch if you're not actually trying to stab yourself. So let's open her up. That was the front flip. Well, my lighting is pretty bad here, isn't it? Let me see if I can't adjust this a little bit. Pardon the interruption. Come on, lights. Is that a little better? Yeah, it's too much glare. Okay, so yeah, I think the blade shape is beautiful. It's got nice. It comes in a wide a variety of configurations. This is the belt satin version, and I think it's an excellent belt satin that Bestech did here. It's also available in stonewash and I don't know if it's PVD or DLC, but there's a dark version. Lots of different handle varieties. I think this particular version is out of stock right now, but this the rest of the setup with the satin blade and the stonewash bolsters is available with various different G10s. I think there's an Ultim, and maybe, well, that might be it. I'm going to provide a link to the page in the description so you can go check out and see what's available there. So let's have a look-see at the other side. Yeah, so you see there's, as far as billboarding, there's very little. There's the Griffin logo, I guess, up here, you can see. And on the reverse side, you can see that it's has MagnaCut kind of cleverly incised just around the cutout in the bolster, so that's pretty sharp. And yeah, I think that's pretty much adequately describes the outside of the knife. Let us talk about the dimensions. So start off by doing some comparisons. I will set it next to a Spyderco PM2 wearing Flytanium scales here. You can see that the Griffin is longer, much more blade length, and the handle length is, I would say, just about the same. A similar knife, I think, is the Null Knives Voodoo. The Voodoo is a little bit smaller, but you know, of all my knives, I would say this is probably the best comparison, just in general, to this knife. And I really like the Voodoo, so that was one of the things that kind of attracted me to this one. Let's move him down a little bit, and oops, sorry about that. You can see that these are all pretty good sized knives. This is a Benchmade bug out in the carbon fiber variety. And just to be fancy pants, why don't we throw out a Koenig Arius. You can see that lengthwise the Griffin X Series is about the same size, about the same length as the Arius. It's obviously not as deep, height isn't as significant. So let's look at the thickness. It is relatively slim, but not, it's kind of neither here nor there. It's a good EDC thickness, in my opinion. The actual numbers we have. The overall length is 8 3/8 inches. The blade length, as I measure it, is 3.6 inches. The actual cutting edge is 3.5 inches, pretty much exact. Closed length, I get 4 15/16 of an inch from the end of the handle to the tip of the front flipper. The weight on this one is 3.7 ounces, and I think he lists the weight of the G10 models at 3.75 ounces. So real good ratio, 3.5 inches of blade to 3.7 ounces. If you're a ratio guy, that will make you happy. The blade, as mentioned, is MagnaCut steel. He does not list a HRC range for it. I used my very controversial Lieb hardness tester to test it, and I got a score of 62.4 HRC. I think. So I apologize. We were rudely interrupted by a camera problem. I was saying that I tested the hardness of this blade using a Lieb hardness tester, which is not the most accurate ever, but I get a 62.4. So I think we can safely say, or I would say, that it is between 62 and 63 HRC. That, I think, is a good number for MagnaCut. Some might prefer 64, but, you know, 62 to 63 is very good. All right. One thing I forgot to mention when I was talking about the knife is the lock bar access. It is really excellent in this case. You have this nice sort of jimping or milling inside the chamfer to access the lock bar, even though it's not, well, yeah, I guess the lock bar is a little bit proud of the bolster when you look at it head on. It's kind of hard to see. In any case, the lock bar access is excellent. One of the best I have encountered, and not a problem at all. Let me zoom out a little bit here. So that is all good. Ergonomically, it is also very good. Held this way, it is, you know, it's a narrow knife, so it's not totally hand-filling, but it's quite comfortable. I think you could do some hard work this way if you needed to. You can choke up on this on the bolster a little bit. One nice feature is that it has some jimping in the blade here, which kind of helps you locate your index finger and know that you are at the edge of the handle and not to run up on the blade. You do have the protection of the notch here if you're a little farther down. Action is excellent. The little blade pockets are fuller. I think blade pocket is the accurate term. It has enough of a ledge on it to make it easy to catch and flick open, whereas at the same time, I think there is a little bit of chamfer on it. It's hard to see. Maybe not. Maybe it isn't. Anyway, it's quite good for reverse flicking. The front flipper is nothing short of excellent as front flippers go. You can do the index finger over thing very easily if you are practiced at it. I can't get the top flipper action just because the detent is a little hard and my fingers are kind of short. Oh wait, got one. So yeah, if you have longer fingers than I do, you can probably get that. There is, you know, speaking of finger length, my hands are average size, you know, large glove size hands. There's more than adequate handle length for me, either you know, in the lower grip or or choked up a little bit. So I think that will be good for pretty much anyone, unless you have absolutely ginormous hands. You can also thumb flip it, although that is not my preferred method. It's more of one of those sort of fling it out type things, as opposed to sort of going up, which I usually find more comfortable, but certainly doable, not a problem at all. As I said, the detent is on the stronger side. It's not frightfully strong, but it's nice and crisp. You can sort of hear it there. Thunk. Acoustics are good. Makes a nice sound. It's not a particularly loud knife, which can be good in some circumstances. The closing action is the way I have the pivot set up. It is sort of a controlled sort of shake shut. There is zero blade play in any direction. I could probably, you know, turn the pivot a tiny bit and make it more drop shut, but this is the way I like them, so that's how I have it. There is zero pivot lash. It's really tightly fitted. Also, there is zero detent lash. It's nice and crisp. So that is all good, and credit to Bestech for the good manufacturing. What else do we have on this? Yeah, let's just an overall impression, I guess, to wrap it up. I really, really like this knife, and I really recommend it highly. I think it is not inexpensive, so some of you may just not want to spend this kind of money on a knife, or at this particular time, or ever. But I think it's a good value for the quality of manufacture and the materials and the design. I think it's I think it's fairly priced, and even a good price, I would say. I think it's just a great looking knife. Honestly, it's sort of I should have maybe I'll bring out my Sebenza. I think I heard somewhere that Senor Griffin was maybe partly inspired by at least the size of the large Sebenza when he designed this one. Although it is certainly possible I'm confusing him with someone else. I hope not. But just for reference, this is a large Sebenza 31, which I also think is one of the prettiest knives ever made. So it has this nice clean lines. It has this. It's simple, and yet not simple, right? So it has this sort of cutout here in the this curve that goes around all the way to the bolster, and this sort of reverse curve over there. And how do you describe design? But I really like the shape and the fitment of the overlay here, the micarta or G10 if you go that way. The fit is good. It's I would give it, I can't feel any gaps. I can see a minute gap in there, which would be nitpicking like crazy to actually complain about that. But people are always making the Riot Bestech comparison. I would say that Riot is still maybe half a point ahead in terms of fitment, especially of inlays. But this is absolutely nothing to complain about. It's in fact very good. So yeah, I've had this in pocket a lot. I've cut with it. It slices like a dream. It stropped back very nicely, as you'd expect from well-treated MagnaCut. Did I talk about, I don't know now if I lost the part of this where I was talking about the thinness of the grind. So I'm just briefly going to say the grind is excellent. It comes down to a very thin edge. It was 0.01 inches or 10 thousandths, even after sharpening it to 15-degree edge bevel, this is my edge bevel. It's still slightly under. It got a little bit thinner actually after sharpening, which sometimes happens with hollow grinds. It will stay thin for a long time because it's a deep grind. It really, even up to here, I would bet that it's still under 20,000. So love that, absolutely love that. Fits great in the pocket. The clip works fantastically. It goes in and out of pocket, super easy. Really, I honestly can't think of a single thing to really complain about with his knife. So again, I'll have the link down below. If you're interested, go check them out. They are still available. And until next time, if you enjoyed it, I would appreciate it if you would click that like button. If you like this sort of content, go ahead and subscribe, and I will see y'all next time. Have a great day.